you got? That's the boy. That's the boy.
What?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, look at the love.
All right, episode number 1, here with my friend and number 1 lender, Rene Jacques. Good to see you, Rene.
Good to see you, sir.
So what we really want to do is bring to the people market updates. Obviously, the real estate market finally has changed. We're seeing a correction. We're seeing a shift. So just want to bring the people some education and tell stories. So right now, the first question I want to ask you is, what are you seeing out there, and are there opportunities that you're seeing for buyers, and can you just kind of touch on that?
Without a doubt, the market has changed, but really it has given us a lot of opportunity to do different things. There's a lot of pros in this market, meaning now without the competition out there, we can start to negotiate more. Rates are up, that's the negative, but at the same time, you can negotiate that the seller pay for certain things. And that's what we've been able to do, is look for options of ways to help the borrower, especially for the first 1 to 2 years. For example, on a 2-1 buy down, we just got into contract on one. We negotiated it. The seller is going to be paying for a 2-1 buy down for our buyer. So what that means is year number 1, whatever the going interest rate is, let's say it's 6.5 right now. Year number 1 is actually going to be 4.5%. Year 2 is going to be 5.5%. Then it goes back up to the fully indexed 6.5. That saved our borrower just under $13,000 over the first 2 years. And you know who paid for that?
The seller.
The seller.
Yep.
So huge.
So we're probably seeing that obviously because there's uncertainty right now in the market, but this is a huge opportunity for buyers. And you and I touched on this. We're starting to see investors coming out into the marketplace, which is a sign that I haven't really seen for many years in regards to how many investors are now in the marketplace, because as you've heard, investors and people of wealth buy when blood is in the streets. That's and right. I think that our first-time home buyers should be taking sign of that. But another question I want to ask you is, what are you seeing right now on 5, 7, and 10-year ARMs? What's your thoughts on that?
So as the interest rates began to raise, one of the things that I looked at right away is possibly bringing up adjustable rate mortgages again. In my opinion, sometime over the next 1 to 5 years, I do believe rates will come back down. That's just my opinion. We don't know what's going to happen. But at the same time, if that's the case, and we know that people are going to refinance out of these rates that haven't been this high for a while, if you go with an adjustable rate mortgage, you can save a lot of interest over the time. So for a while, we had a huge opportunity to be able to utilize those adjustable rate mortgages. And you know what? I was bringing it up to at least allow our buyers to have that option. However, one more swing in the wrong direction for us. The appetite for the secondary market, people buying the adjustable rate mortgages, that has kind of dwindled away. So all that means is that the 30-year fixed loan right now is really close to the adjustable rate mortgages, and you wouldn't go with an adjustable rate unless it showed a lower interest rate and you were going to save interest. So I'm watching it daily, and we're going to see when it comes back in the right direction. It was a great idea about 30 to 60 days ago. Right now, not so much, but I think it'll come back again.
Got it. And then the magic question, obviously a question that you're probably asked a lot, is the forecast on rates in general. So it looks like this, rates hovered above 7. They're slightly below 7 right now. They've been moving up and down. What is your forecast if you had a crystal ball over the next 12 months?
Don't we love what the Fed has been doing to us on a regular basis? It's been going up and going up fast. So we're seeing these huge jumps, and sometimes it's dwindled back down, then it jumps up again, etc. We thought that we would start to see a slowdown towards the end of this year. From everything that we've heard about the Fed, that's not slowing down just yet. So I anticipate that we still will have Q4, Q1, and maybe even Q2 of 2023 where we're battling against these rates being and continuing to be high. I do feel like we will have some relief when we hit the second half of 2023. That's obviously my opinion. I'm watching it closely, but that's my thought process right now, is getting people into places knowing that relief is on the way. We talk about marrying the house, but dating the rate.
Yep.
We're going to find the perfect house for people. We're going to get them in there knowing that there's relief on the horizon once we get into the next year.
And still, I would say, and you and I have talked about this, buy early and buy often, right?
That's correct.
I've never, had a scenario where I said I wish I would have waited to buy, right? I just prepared a market evaluation for 2 sellers. One of them bought in 2010 in Elk Grove. Purchase price was $210,000. I just let them know their house is now worth $650,000, right?
Wow.
Another one in Land Park bought approximately 7 years ago, and they've gone up approximately $400,000 in value. So buy early, buy often. There's things that we can do to get creative, such as seller credits. We're about to close escrow next week with buyers that Theo is representing on my team, where we got a $10,000 credit. They bought the rate down by almost a full %. So there is creative things that we are seeing in the marketplace.
100% correct, and I'll give you this example. You've obviously, we're dealing with people like us who have been in this market for a long time. We went through the crash. We are not on the verge of a crash in any way, shape, or form, but I know one thing for me is the people that we got into a house at the right budget did not skip a beat even when the market crashed before. They were so happy that even when the market crashed and the values went down, that they were on a 30-year pace to get it paid completely off. When you buy correctly, you become market proof. We help people buy correctly.
Absolutely.
So I know you've been asking a lot about the loan side of things, but with this market shift, what do you project is coming next?
Yeah, so what excites me the most, and we're already seeing it, is we're getting phone calls from investors, right? Where are the deals at? Because there's less competition. And it reminds me of when I bought my duplex in Midtown 4 years ago, right? There was about 7 offers I was competing with. I had to come up $65,000 above list price just to get the offer accepted. Well, shout out to my good friend Matt Sorrow, who's in commercial real estate in Sacramento, sends me a deal the other day, and he said, just simply buy this. Well, it's a 4-plex in Midtown for $699. You did the numbers for me. If you're a first-time home buyer that's using FHA minimal down payment, the total payment out the door was under $6,000 a month. You can get $1,800 per unit, live in one of the units, your total payment out the door to live in this property is under $1,000 a month. Sit on it, buy and hold. That property that I bought, that duplex, has now appreciated over $300,000 in 4 years. So, that's what we're seeing. Is we're seeing opportunities. There's less competition. The days of, making an offer on a property where you're competing with 7, 10, 12 other offers right now are gone. So that's my takeaway. Oh, and by the way, Stacky Boy, since we're at your house, Rene, Stacky Boy has a giveaway. What? Stacky Boy, for anyone that shares this video, we're going to be giving you guys some Golden Bay swag. We got your book that you wrote, The Athlete's Advantage in Business, Golden Bay Mortgage hat, and a nice dry fit. So share the video and stay tuned for episode number 2.